Hi there, this is part 3 of our tutorial. Here we build and run our app using individual blocks. We will create our project from a blank template this time. We have already created the blocks that we will use, and saved them in the blocks folder. We will import these to our project. We double-click the project file to open it. On the Files tab, we click Add Files to add our layout blocks. From the Blocks folder, let's select the blocks we want. These are just individual elements in each layout file, without any parent and child elements inside. The layout files are added and are now ready to use. We run our app in debug mode because we want to see the user interface design changes in real time. We will resize both the IDE and the web browser. We start adding the components we will use, via code. We will load the VApp layout first, to the main application template. Inside the VApp, we load the vMain layout. Inside vMain we load the vContainer layout. You will notice that we use the name of the element inside the layout with banano load layout. We update the vContainer text via code. As soon as we hold Ctrl+S, our app is recompiled and changes reflected on the browser. Now, we need to add a navigation bar to the page. However, the VApp where the nav bar will be added has content. We don't want to replace that content. So we need to load the app bar to a placeholder, and then append the placeholder content to the VApp. The VApp bar is loaded to the placeholder. Let's then append the placeholder contents to the VApp. We hold Ctrl+S to save so that our web browser is updated. We now add the hamburger button. We also load this to a placeholder and then append it to the parent element. We ensure that it's also defined as a variable. Our changes are reflected on the browser as soon as we save. We load and append the toolbar title. We first specify static text for the toolbar title. We will change this later on and make it dynamic. The changes are reflected as soon as we append the content. We now add a spacer. We want to add a button after it. We add the button after the spacer. Our button is added to the navbar. However, clicking this will not change anything, because the button is not bound to THA app. To demonstrate the button click events, we want to change the title at runtime. We will update our code to now handle state. The text of the title will be derived from the title state. We use the mustache syntax to do so. We then use the setData call to initialize the title state with a value. All states that will be used in an app need to be initialized. When the OK button is clicked, we want to change the toolbar title text. This is linked to the title state. To do this, we just need to set a new value to the state. Oops, we have not established a binding for the button. Let's bind the button to the Vuetify app instance. We save the app, and click the button to see our app work. The title changes. Let's update the title state again. Let's add some comments to our code too. We refresh the browser and then click the OK button. We are able to see the user interface changes in real time, through a process called live code swapping, of Banano. This concludes our part 3.